Hi Rolling Stone India, this is Siddharth Mahadevan.
And this is Souumil Shringarpure. So to begin with, me and Siddharth are basically first cousins. So we've grown up together, and we grew up in a family where there was music everywhere. I have learned the Western classical piano, but it was always more as a hobby. I never really thought about getting into music as a profession. And Siddharth himself has learned vocals and piano, and he's great with the percussions. So while growing up, we would just play around with music because music was everywhere in our house. So we'd play around with instruments. We had this a very basic music programming software where we put some loops together and get very excited as kids that, oh my god, we are making music. And for us it was more like a game, like a summertime pastime to to say the least. But over time we just got so involved with it, and one thing led to the other, and before we knew, we were doing music full time as professionals. So it was a very organic journey, and we've literally always been so into music that right from ghazals to jazz to pop to rock, we would love hearing all forms of music. So I think somewhere that had a deep impact on us growing up.
And I think, right from when we were really young, at least for me, I was exposed to, dad and his colleagues jamming and going to the studio, sitting there and spending so much time. So for me, I always had this clarity in my mind that I definitely want to do something in music. Like, I probably didn't know exactly what I would do, whether it was become a singer, whether it was just become a composer, whether it was, become an instrumentalist or a music producer or a sound engineer. But that inclination towards music was there from a really, really young age. And then obviously singing was going on, and then Souumil and I started composing for a few regional films. Then we did a couple of ads for some of the top brands, and slowly getting into the Hindi industry also. And now we are working on our own singles, and it's a very exciting time because we're very excited to release our own independent music, which is going to be coming out very soon.
Like I said, we would put down some loops together and get very excited as kids that, wow, we're making music. There was actually, it happened by accident. Since childhood, we would always have a lot of musicians coming over, like we would have a lot of musical mehfils happening. And the first project that we ever did as composers was actually for Lakme Fashion Week, where we were approached by a very dear family friend to create a fusion track. And we had never composed anything before that, so we were not sure how to go about it, but we said, it sounds exciting.
Just dive into the deep end.
Yeah. So me and Siddharth, we collaborated with Alisa Mendonça for that project. And we put together a track with, it had some English lines in it, it had some Hindi lines in it, there was some semi-classical things also happening, and we just had a great time doing it. And we were quite overwhelmed by the response we got for that track. A lot of people from the industry also heard it, and they really appreciated our work a lot. So once that came out, that led to another small project, that led to another short film, and it just, one thing led to the other, basically.
I think more than anything, after doing that track, when we got some sort of validity, is when we, kind of realized that, we can actually do this, and it's so much fun doing it, and why not pursue this as a career. And that was it. I think we just got into it, and by God's grace we kept getting project after project, whether they were very, very small or big, or that didn't matter. We just wanted to work, we wanted to do good work, and the journey began. So Souumil had done the background score for Bandish Bandits season 1. And he wasn't, obviously he knew the director because he was working so closely with him. And when this film went on floor, he got in touch with both of us through him, and he said, there is this situation and this is the film, and they're looking at a song like this, and they want us to sort of pitch in an idea or a scratch for this particular situation. So, when we got the brief, we were super excited, first of all, knowing that the song was eventually going to be picturized on the legendary dancer Madhuri ji. And, she's doing Garba for the first time ever on screen. So, that was something truly unique. So, we wanted to do something really original, really new. But at the same time, when you hear it, you should feel transported to one of the big Garba festivals happening in Gujarat somewhere, or anywhere in India. So we wanted to keep that authentic sound, but at the same time we wanted to compose an original composition. And before we got there, we also thought of like different ideas, where probably we were thinking of using maybe like a traditional folk Gujarati song and then recreating that or something like that, while brainstorming with the director. But I think eventually all of us felt that creating something new and fresh would be the way to go about it, and and the process began.
The idea was to make a very authentic sounding Garba track. So whether it was the instrumentation, whether it was the structure of the song, structure of the rhythm, we wanted it to sound like a proper live ensemble playing it at a Garba festival. So, I mean, almost every sound that you hear in the track is live. We didn't want to get too much into digital production, because we felt that if this song has to be performed live, it should be possible to do that. And we were very fortunate to collaborate with, a wonderful set of musicians, including Padma Shri Sivamani on the rhythm. We got Parasnath on the flute, Tapash Roy on the plucked instruments, Yogesh Mori on Shehnai. So we wanted the instruments to be the kind of instruments that you hear at a Garba festival. And even the structure of the song, it starts off as a 6/8 song, and as so often it happens in Garba tracks, it transitions into a 4/4 to give that little frenzy and crescendo right at the end, with a lot of chorus parts happening, with some Gujarati folk alaps happening. So we had all these ideas in mind, and we slowly got down with the process of first creating the structure of the song. This is where the first verse will come, this is where the music will come, this is where the second verse will come, and this is the point at which it will transit from a 6/8 to a 4/4. We got that structure in place, and then we started putting down all the instruments, all the ideas, and just had fun with it.
And then I would say the icing on the cake was when we spoke to Shreya ji to sing this song. And she was so kind and instantly just agreed to sing it, and she's come and taken the song to another level. And we definitely wanted to use a male voice, which sort of transports you straight to Gujarat, and there was nobody better than Osman Mir ji who sang this song, and the way the song opens in his voice, you straight get transported to Gujarat. So I think everything, if we had to make a wish list of who all we wanted to collaborate on this song and what are your dream artists on this song, I think we were really lucky that I think we can say we checked every single one of them. So we were super pleased with the eventual outcome.
And a big shout out to the lyricist of the song, Priya Saraiya. She has done such an incredible job with the lyrics. Me and Siddharth, we don't come from Gujarati backgrounds, so a lot of times we would call her to take her opinion on is this okay, is this how it works when it comes to like a Gujarati structured song. And she would send us some lyrics. We jammed with her also on which part should be in Gujarati, which part should be in Hindi. And a lot of times we would call her to ask, what is the exact meaning of this phrase and how does it work? So it was great collaborating with her. It's our first collaboration with Priya, and we had a wonderful time.
So we had composed a scratch with some junk lyrics that both of us only wrote, which made no sense. And then we had like a session at the studio with her, with Anand, and we were just brainstorming on things, and she would go back home, send me a verse, send a voice note, and she's a fantastic singer herself. So she would sing the lyrics and send a voice note back, and then there would be like little to and fro. I would be like, this word is not sitting so well in the melody, or then she would be like, no, this definitely would work. So I think how she approached it is she wrote the entire song in Gujarati first, because collectively we had not taken that call whether we wanted it to be an out and out Gujarati track or like Hindi with a little bit of Gujarati influence. So she said, you know what, let me do one thing, let me write the entire song in Gujarati. To convert that Gujarati into Hindi is very easy because it's very close. So the initial, if you hear the pre-chorus is Aaj Ramjat hai, Rangat hai. So she had written Aaj Ramjat che, Rangat che. So small things like that where she eventually then we converted some parts to Hindi, some parts we kept it as Gujarati. You know, the whole Boom Padi chorus, which is purely Gujarati, that we wanted it to be we wanted it to sound like a old, you know, folk part that everybody is singing together, though it's an original composition. So that whole process was also amazing. She is super quick and extremely talented. So it was like a breeze working with her, and she really helped us with the whole Gujarati aspect of the song.
I mean, for any composer to see someone like Madhuri Dixit dance on your song, I think it's a dream come true. And you know, as Siddharth mentioned earlier, we found out that it's the first time she's doing Garba on screen. So I mean, we were very excited to get an opportunity to create a track for such a situation. And of course, like, since it was Garba, there was going to be a lot of rhythm in the track. But since we knew that she's going to dance on it, I think took that little extra effort to add a few more rhythmic changes and make it rhythmically strong. That, you know, kind of inspires her also to at the time of shooting, at the time of dancing. And the choreographer Kruti Mahesh, she did a fabulous job with the choreography, and the way Madhuri ji has performed. When we saw that for the first time, like, our hearts were full.
And I think one of the biggest compliments we could get is, you know, before the film release, she personally sent us a message which was extremely sweet, you know, encouraging us and saying that she loved the song and thank you so much for creating the song for me to perform on it. And that was so special for us, and you know, you just feel like you've done a good job when you get such a heartwarming message straight from an artist like Madhuri ji. I think every song, every song, whether it's a jingle, whether it's a, you know, small piece of music, whether it's a song, every day, every process it's fresh. And how we get to the song will also be different because there are two of us. Sometimes he would probably put down some part and then maybe I'll come and do something, or vice versa, where I would have some voice note recorded on my phone and then, you know, we'll jam and probably make another verse together. Or sometimes, you know, full songs we would compose and then we just keep it. So the whole process is very different. Sometimes the lyrics come first, where you know, the whole song is already written and now you have to compose to that, or the other way around. Like, I think majority of the times we've worked the other way around, where we've composed the melody first and then jammed with the lyricist to, you know, write the words for it.
Sometimes it's very random. Sometimes instruments inspire us. I might just be sitting on the piano and I might just play a bunch of chords and that might inspire some melody. Or maybe Siddharth might be sitting with a guitar and he just strums something. Sometimes things also come up accidentally. Like, there have been times where I've been just doodling on the piano and I've actually played a wrong note, I've made a mistake. But then that has kind of inspired me to get that first phrase and go ahead with it. Or sometimes we might just put down a basic groove down and that would inspire us to create the song. So it varies every single time.
Basically, there's no fixed rule. It's totally random and it can happen in any way possible.
But I think the place where we get most of our ideas is in the shower.
So we always take our phones and our voice notes are full with ideas. Like, it could be a bass line, it could be an idea for just like a melodic hook, or it could be like sometimes you just start humming and you think, oh, there's a great mukhda for a song, so you just put it down. So voice notes are really important for us.
We're working on the music of a Marathi film, and we are very excited about that project. There are 6 songs in the film, and all very different genres. So we got to experiment with so many different artists, so many different sounds, and we are actually in the process of delivering the final masters, like between tonight and tomorrow. So hence you see the project open back there. So yeah, that's going to be our next project. It's a film releasing next month, and we are very excited with the way the music has kind of shaped up and really looking forward to playing it for everyone.
Actually, it's very rare that in today's day you get to do an album with like say 6 songs, and all 6 you're doing. So that was something that was really cool. That the whole album we were doing it, and the whole album, the genres are so diverse. So yeah, as he said, we're really excited for you all to hear the album. The film's called Sunny, so do check it out when it's out.
So a lot of singles actually. We've been working on our singles for the last few months, and I mean, if I have to confess, we haven't worked on it as aggressively as we would have liked to, but we have a lot of songs which are ready now, and we are very excited to put it out because it's great to work on films and add jingles, but I think when we are working on singles, there is a little bit of a soft corner over there. So we have songs across various genres, including dubstep to semi-classical to folk to rock. So we are very excited to put that out very soon in the coming couple of months and in the coming year.